Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Welcome to the Channel for Grace. Gobind will be live shortly. Book a tarot or astrology reading on our website, channelforgrace.guru, and check out our latest programs and classes. Please give us a share and a like, and we hope you enjoy the broadcast. Satnam, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gobind, and this is your Channel for Grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. We had such an amazing time doing mini readings with you guys last time that we are back here with my very good friend Raven to do mini readings for you guys. So for those of you that want to get a reading tonight, the way that it works is you send $33 to my PayPal, and the link is in the description of the video. And then once I get that confirmation, then I will add your name to the list that I've got going right here, and then we'll go one at a time in the order that people submitted the $33. So just to let you guys know, also these mini readings can be tarot and oracle, they can be astrology, they can be human design, and yeah, I think pretty much. And within the astrology realm, there's a lot of options. So I'm really excited. How are you doing, Raven?
Doing so good. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for being here.
Yes, we got quite a few people in the chat already, which I love. We got Lucida, welcome in. Tori, how's it going? Jill, Jeanette, Chatwick, Dub, hello. New name, but hello. We got Dawn in here. Yeah, so if you are here and you haven't said hi, please say hi in the chat so we can say hi back. And we do have a list already because people have been getting on it. And the list so far is Tori, Lucida, Jeanette, and then someone else got on the list right before we went live, so I didn't get to see it. It is Tanya, sorry. Can't read, obviously. Tanya. How are you doing, Tanya? Okay, so before we dive in, I just want to share some awesome things that are happening. And one of them, the most important one we're getting ready for next week on September 21st, is our Tarot Masterclass. And this is a class that I am leading with Jason from the channel Ray of Light Tarot. We're going to be diving into the tarot extensively. It's a 9-week course. We will go over the history of the tarot, symbols found within the tarot, what it all means, dive deep into every single card there's like 70 something cards, right? We're going to dive into the major arcana first, which is where it's been blowing my mind, all of the hermetic alchemy that I'm finding inside these cards. Like, and I'm going to point out all these little details about the card that you may not even know that actually were there or existed or that actually meant something, right? And then we're going to go over each of the minor arcana and talk about tarot spreads. And then at the very end, we're going to talk about intuition. And my favorite topic is how basically you are the oracle, like you are the channel when the messages are flowing through you, and how that works and how to strengthen your intuition. And obviously, I feel like tarot is one of the most powerful tools for strengthening your intuition. So I'm really excited about it. It's a 9-week course, like I said, and it's going to be going on Thursday evenings. For 9 weeks, and there will be replays, and you will get access to all of the replays when after the classes are done. I usually upload them like almost like just within the hour, but within 24 hours for sure. So yeah, that's the one thing that I'm excited about. Anything going on for you, Raven, that you want to share with everyone?
No, not really. It's pretty quiet in the global community. And you get a lot of stuff done at the beginning of the month, but we'll be coming up on the human design videos that Jai does.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a couple more Fridays left of September for yoga with Tori.
Yes.
And I believe that's it.
Awesome. And then do you have anything going on with the Shamanic Onion or Etsy
I have
store?
a video tomorrow. I am busy making teas. I do tea boxes, subscriptions, and individual boxes, which are really fun. It's a calling that I'm answering finally.
Love that.
And yeah, I'm experimenting with like vitamins, making the boys their own vitamins. I've been really busy doing all of this crafty stuff.
Love it. And then where can people find you if they want to check that out?
I am on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. I'm on TikTok. I do life path readings on TikTok. The Shamanic Onion, I have a website that explains a little bit more about what I do as a shaman and an Akashic Records reader. And then, you can reach me at theshamaniconion@gmail.com if you have any questions there too.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Love that. And I see a couple more people coming in. Hello, Ariel. Welcome in. Jeanette is also here. Krista is also here. Yes, Tanya, we got your entry. And then Lisa is also here. And Shannon is also here. Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Okay, I'm just going to check the PayPal real quick. Okay, it looks like after Tanya, it's Dawn. And after Dawn, it's Krista. Whoa, we just got pretty packed right there. Okay. So let's just freaking get this ball rolling. So we're going to start with Tori. So Tori, please put up your question in the chat. And in the meantime, we're just going to keep chatting. Hello, Jill.
What decks are you using, Jai?
Oh, yeah, good idea. Okay, so I am going to be using my Aquarian Tarot. This is called the Aquarian Tarot. I love this tarot deck. It's got some really awesome additions to the major arcana that are really beautiful. I have been toying with my colors deck, and I'm so excited to use these cards tonight. And I also have my Gene Keys Oracle cards, which are like some of my favorite messages, such powerful messages that come through from those cards. What do you got?
I have the Sacred Geometry Activation Oracle.
Nice.
Really very cool messages too. And then I'm pulling animal cards from the ARC Animal Tarot and Oracle deck by Miss Bernadette King. She's awesome. She's got a YouTube. she can really channel the animals. And I actually won this deck. So
Really?
she picked a card and was like, "Who can tell me this card?" And I psychically guessed the card, and I won. Look how big it is.
Wow. That is really cool. Awesome.
It's very cool.
All right.
Tori, put
so-
up your information.
Yes. So we have Tori's information. And so I'm going to have to share our screen so I can put up, because she's wanting an astrology reading. So give me 1 second to share that. Let's see here. Do you have the chat in front of you?
I do.
Okay. Let me flip over to the iPad share screen. And I guess I can ask you in a second to tell me the info. 7802 is our code that the computer gives me randomly to share the screen. Okay, so are you guys able to see it? You should be able to see it in a second, because there's a little delay on YouTube always. But, okay, so what's the information, if you could read it to me? And then she's looking for synastry, right?
Yes.
Okay, so
Tori,
yeah.
birthday is 4/20/1993.
Okay.
Marietta, Georgia.
What's the time?
Oh, Tori, add the time.
Oh, okay. And then
For-
you said Marietta, Georgia. And then as soon as I get the time, then I'll be able to add the other. Oh, it's Atlanta, Georgia? Well, now I'm getting confused. Okay, Chatwick Du Bois. Got it. 12:40 a.m.
12. Yes.
Okay. And then, okay, so then we have, why did I write? That's interesting. 12:40 a.m. All right. So we got one chart. Now, what's the next chart?
Chadwick, 1/4/77.
Hang on a second. I don't know how to spell this. Okay. There we go. Okay. You said 1/4/77?
Yes.
Okay. Time.
1:50 p.m.
And location.
Madrid, Spain.
Okay. Just make sure I got it all right. January 4th, 77, 1:50 p.m., Madrid, Spain. Okay. Well, here it is. We're looking at it. I'm going to take a picture of it, and then I can draw on it and show you guys all the cool stuff that we find. If I can find my photographs. Okay. So when we do synastry readings, we look at the comparisons between like one chart and the other chart. And we look at the sun, the moon, the Venus, the rising. We could look at Mars, Mercury, each planet and their relationship to the other same planet on the other person's chart gives you insight into the synastry of the other person or the two people together. So this would be like how harmonious / how many challenges are in the relationship. And obviously there's no like, you could technically say some relationships are like more compatible with others, but honestly, I feel like if there's strong communication, anything is possible. Any strong bond is really possible. So let's start by looking at the sun. So we've got sun in Taurus for Tori, and then sun in Capricorn for Chatwick. And the first thing that I see is the element of earth that is in both of these signs, which means that these two suns are in essence making a trine to each other, which is a really, really positive thing in terms of synastry. When there's trines and sextiles, that tends to be harmonious energy. And when there's squares and oppositions, those are the challenging energy. So far, a harmonious connection. So now let's take a look at the moons. So Tori, you have moon in Aries and Chatwick has moon in Cancer. And those are two very different energies. Did you want to say something about the two moons, Raven? If something comes through.
Their intuition is different.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like they can learn from each other if they're open enough.
Yeah.
In terms of the moon.
Mm-hmm. What I see too is that these two signs, Aries and Cancer, are both cardinal signs. So basically this means that the moons are squaring. So in terms of like the emotional frequency, it's going to be challenging to see eye to eye in terms of the emotions. Like, so the way that Tori expresses emotions, it's sort of very vibrant and alive. And we all know Tori and can definitely see that in her. And the Cancer energy for the moon is it can be very moody sometimes, honestly. It's nurturing, but it can also have this moodiness to it and this deep emotional wealth that is very different. It's water. And and his moon is actually very, very strong because it's in the dignified sign that the moon rules. So although there's going to be more of a fiery energy coming from Tori, there's going to be a much more emotional depth from Chatwick. And that's because they're so different, very different energies here. Okay, let's look at Venus. Venus determines like what you truly desire in relationships. So we have Venus in Aries over here for Tori, and for Chatwick, we've got Venus in Aquarius. I'm going to magnify this one a little bit. So this Venus is actually almost exactly squaring his moon. So that's going to be a little bit of a challenging thing, although I think it calls for more intimacy. There's like a desire for more intimacy when it comes to moon square Venus. But if we're just looking at the two Venuses, these are also two very different signs, Aries and Aquarius. So Venus in Aries desires like passion, it's, if you think of everything that Aries represents, it's that very young masculine energy that is very alive and has that sense of beginning things because it's the very first sign of the zodiac. So it's passionate, it's alive, it wants, action, it's a driven and very, so you could just generally say that Venus in Aries would be a very passionate energy and desire that kind of passion in relationships. Venus in Aquarius is in a bit more of like a neutral space because the Aquarius energy is a little bit more aloof. And I would say, what would you say? Would you say that Aquarius is passionate? I feel like Aries for sure, very passionate energy. Aquarius, a little bit more chill vibes.
I think it matters what house it is in too. You know what I mean? If it's in the second house is ruled by Taurus, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if there is Aquarius in the second house.
Well, that's in terms of, well, actually they're just saying in the chat something about, is that really, really far away from this location that you gave us? Because if it's not too far away, it won't make too much of a difference. So I'm just going to keep it like this for now. But anyways, that would mean that his Venus is in her second house, but it's not the same for him. So,
okay.
But yes, you're right that is actually a positive energy as well. But I feel like Venus in Aquarius is much more aloof. I think Venus in Aquarius would prefer like friendship more than like a deep, like passionate, and of course you have to look at all the other things in the chart, but it is more of a deep friendship that is desired in relationships when you have Venus in Aquarius. And so I would just say overall, if it's fire and air, they kind of feed on each other too. So that's kind of a good match. Like the two signs that I think do good together are like fire and air, because they kind of activate each other. Like the air feeds the fire. And when you think of the other two signs, like earth and water, I feel like they also kind of mix well together. So this is just very different frequencies, and just being aware of like how this is expressed for you guys individually, and knowing that the other person's true deepest desires for a relationship is like what I just mentioned. It'll help with the balance and the understanding of the relationship at a deeper level. So the next thing we want to look at, let's look at Mars, because Mars is how you go get what you want. And we have for Tori, she's got Mars in Cancer. And then Chatwick has Mars in, where is it? Oh, Capricorn. Okay, so that's like an opposition. So that's interesting. So how do you go get what you want? And this is what's this is where synastry gets fun, right? Because you have Mars in Cancer for Tori, and then the moon in Cancer for Chatwick. So that's actually a positive energy, that he's going to perceive your desire for emotional connection. And this is where it becomes a harmonious thing. Whereas before I was talking about, well, the moons are squaring, but you have Mars in Cancer, and Mars rules Aries. So there's an interconnection here that you guys feel a deep connection, because your desire for emotional connection is also matched by his desire for emotional connection with his moon in Cancer as well. And then you have Mars in Capricorn, but he also has the Sun in Capricorn and Mercury in Capricorn. And this is it's like a driven energy that wants to structurize things, wants to take things seriously, wants to build things. Capricorn represents like the structures of society. And so it's about building strong foundations, and Mars in Capricorn is driven to succeed. So having an opposition is, when we talk about opposites attract, that's what these oppositions create. So I would say that this is a positive energy, although you are going to feel the pull of, I want to do things this way, versus the other person going, well, I want to do them like this. That's where you're going to feel the difference. It's in your approach to life in general. One person's going to approach it through this emotional lens, Mars in Cancer, and the other is going to approach it through the very serious sort of more structurized and responsible way. And what you're driven about can be very different. So I would say that because Mars feels really good in Cancer, it's going to probably be a little more successful in a sense, depending on like what you're looking at, than the Mars in Cancer, because the Mars in Cancer is the emotions get in the way of the action. And that's why Mars in Cancer doesn't really like that frequency, because it rules a fire sign, and water is water. So you are going to have a little bit more of a difficult time getting through like the emotional phase to get to the action part, whereas Mars in Capricorn is going to have no problem taking action right away and committing and being like very determined. So those two energies are very different, but also the opposite attraction energy is actually pretty cool. So let's look at Mercury, and then we can look at the nodes and Chiron. So Mercury is the one that I say is the most important. So we've got Mercury in Aries, and where is it and Mercury in Capricorn. And so those are squaring. So that's going to be, it might be a little bit challenging to see eye to eye in terms of communication. Again, that same energy that I talked about, that his Mars is in, his Mercury is in, and his Sun is in. So he's got a lot of Capricorn in his chart. Means he's very driven and determined, and very, has this sort of very responsible energy. And almost like, see, the Capricorn energy, and this is why it's interesting that, Chatwick, you were born on a full moon. It wasn't quite yet the full moon, but it was looming. It was coming into fruition with your moon in Cancer and your sun in Capricorn. But because these two energies of Mercury are squaring, you're going to see that it might be a little bit challenging to see eye to eye when it comes to like communication, because the Mars in Aries is like, we'll just say it like it is, you know, and Venus, sorry, all these planets coming through my mind. Mercury in Aries is just going to say it like it is. And Mercury in Capricorn is going to be like, okay, but can you like sit down and explain things in a calm way, kind of a thing. And I'm just kind of giving random examples of like how these two energies would interact with each other. Like Aries bounces off the walls. Capricorn sits there and goes, can you chill out? I don't know if like you guys sense that at all, but obviously everything can definitely have a harmonious end if the people are aware, if both people are aware that the communication challenges are like this. And so when you understand the other person and you have awareness, it's like anything is possible. That's kind of how it feels. Yes. Protector, provider. Yes. That's so sweet. That's so sweet, you guys. Okay. So the last thing I want to talk about is the nodes. And so you've got, Tori, you have North Node Sag and South Node Gemini. And then Chatwick, you have North Node Scorpio and South Node Taurus. So you're definitely on different journeys in the sense that the signs are very different. So, right, so you have water versus fire, and then air versus earth. So North Node Scorpio is about being a little more daring in life and taking more risks and seeing how letting go of that needing to be super safe all the time will take you on a journey of going through the shadows and transmuting your shadows into gifts. And then eventually seeing that, becoming that phoenix that rises from the ashes. So the scorpion becomes the eagle. And the scorpion, the eagle, and the snake are all three, they're all the same entity, the same energy. And the scorpion eventually becomes the eagle that is able to see the higher perspective. So it lifts up from the shadowy realm of the Scorpio energy. But that North Node Scorpio is, you're here to take more risks. North Node Sagittarius for Tori is about an adventure. So she's here for a wild adventure, and in her adventuring, she's going to grow and she's going to expand, because that's what Sagittarius is all about. So you guys are in a similar journey that is very different in nature, but the end result is similar, right? So Scorpio is going to, because North Node is destiny. So Scorpio is going to reach that powerful end by transmuting its shadows into gifts. And Sagittarius is going to basically rise by like spreading their wings and flying and not being afraid of going out there in the world and having a powerful adventure. So it's actually cool. They're different, but at the same time, they resonate really well. The last thing I want to share is Chiron, and then we'll go on to the next reading. So Chiron in Leo and Chiron in Aries. So these are trining. That's a good thing. They're both in fire signs. That's also a good thing, because the theme of Chiron is healing. Chiron is the wounded healer. And so when you move in life, through the Chiron energy, you sacrifice yourself for others, and that's how you learn and that's how you grow. And when you have similar themes, meaning they connect via the element of fire, you're both healing that energy of fire. Leo heals it through the heart. Aries heals it through like the drive and the body and being a warrior-like. So with Chiron and Aries, the theme is getting rid of the insecurity of feeling like maybe you're not good enough, or maybe you feel like you're different from others. You don't know who you are. You don't know why you're here. It's like an identity crisis. And Chiron in Leo is about not being afraid to love and learning how to love, to truly, truly love. And maybe feeling not good enough in the sense of like, I don't have any value. There's no value to me in life. And then across life, throughout life, you heal that journey via the Chiron wound. So there you go. I hope that brought you guys some insight. Feel free to, if there's anything else you want to say, Raven, feel free.
The only thing I could see here is that the Tori's sun is exactly conjunct Chat's south node.
Nice. Thanks for catching that. That was a good one. So this is actually a big deal, and it means that this is a definitely a karmic relationship, meaning the possibilities are you've had past lives together and you're coming back in this lifetime to work through some karma from the past. It also means that the energy of the sun on the south node can possibly pull you back into the past, and it can be earlier in this lifetime, or it can be take you to a past life. And that's why we call it karmic, because the south node has to do with karma, and healing karma is the way that we heal karma is through relationships. So this is a big one. The other thing that I would say with south node on the sun is to make sure that so this would be for Chatwick, to make sure that you don't get stuck in that space, that you're always looking to go on that journey that forces you to face your fears, because what's going to happen is Tori's going to make you feel really safe. And sometimes that's going to take you away from your growth. I mean, but that's obviously not to say that this isn't a good connection. Not at all. I feel like this is a really powerful connection, and you guys are here to learn a lot from each other. But make sure that you are always like moving forward by facing your fears and taking risks in life. And she's just kind of showing you, like, she's kind of shining a light, because the sun is a pure light. And so her sun is shining a light on your south node, on your past, on your karma, on your, and also the gifts, because the south node also represents the gifts that you came into this world with, and maybe you have forgotten those gifts. So she's going to shine a light on your south node in the way that you will not be able to avoid it, and it will show up in the relationship. And so being the wise man is to be aware of that and to know that it's perfectly aligned. It is the way it's supposed to be. You don't need to do anything to change it. You just need to watch it unfold. So, but I actually think this to me definitely says there is 100% past life connection, karmic connection. Really glad you caught that, Raven. Anything else that I missed?
I mean, it kept sticking out to me.
Yep.
I'm a past life queen. So yeah.
Love it. Okay. All right, cool. So thank you guys so much. Now we're going to go to Lucida. So Lucida, go ahead and put up your question. And thank you, Tori and Chatwick, for getting this reading. Yeah. Also, yeah, Lisa says in the chat, shining a light on all your shadows. Yeah, there's a bit of that too, for sure. You're welcome. You're welcome, Tori. It feels good. So if like seeing you guys here in the chat and stuff, like, it feels good. You guys seem really happy and excited about the relationship, and I love that. That is really awesome to see. Yes, you're welcome. All right, so I'm just going to read the list again, just so you guys know the order. We have Lucida next. Go ahead and put up your question. Then we have Jeanette after that, and then Tanya, Dawn, and then Krista. And that's all the people that we have in the chat so far. I mean, on the list so far. Oh, wait, no, Shannon got on it as well. I just now saw that. So let's add Shannon. Okay.
Lucida said, I don't have a specific question. Would love to see any advice for huge changes coming my way.
Okay. Love it. So we're going to do some tarot and oracle cards for you then. Let's see, what do we get? So, advice for huge changes coming my way. So how do you know you got huge changes? No, I'm just kidding. All right. We pulled one major arcana. And that's a good sign. I'm going to do one more. Feel free, if you got some cards and you want to go ahead and start talking, Raven, feel free.
The first animal card that I picked was the opossum. And he's super cute. And his medicine is strategy, fact-finding, and curiosity. And the reason you're even, asking these questions, I mean, the possum is very curious. And I feel like it's a stable energy too. Also, I'm hearing you'll know what to do when you come to that bridge. Yes. And your oracle, your sacred geometry oracle is divine masculine. So the frequency of divine masculine supports our strong, focus, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. Yes, I feel like this is a relationship on its way if it's not here yet for you. So this is confirmation if you totally are talking to someone right now.
Yeah, she said, I'm in a new relationship and leaving on a road trip in a month with him.
So there you go. And I feel like you're being curious about the masculine in your life. And yeah, I am seeing a lot of fun, like lots of smiles. You're always smiling anyway. But yes, there's a square. You can barely see it, but there's a square in here. And I'm feeling like a lot of groundedness too, like maybe you ground each other very well. And it's a number 22.
Ooh, master number. Love that. Okay. So I pulled 3 of the tarot cards, one color and one from the Gene Key. So I'll just kind of just show them to you as they came out. The first card you got was the Hierophant. And the Hierophant card is the card of study. It's like, it does come with like this energy of like, there is a certain structure to the game. There's certain rules to the game, and you have to learn those rules so that you understand how the universe works, and therefore you are able to move accordingly. So what I'm feeling with this card is that what you're about to embark on, the journey that you're about to embark on, is one that will take you on a deep path of learning by basically the relationship itself, the journey itself being the teacher. So that's the first thing that comes up. You also got the 10 of Cups, which is a really beautiful frequency. And this, you have Andromeda, on your name, in your YouTube name. And that kind of, I feel Andromeda vibes on this, but this is a mermaid. So definitely merging into the water, being comfortable with the water and the emotions, but also the 10 of Cups being the happy, joyful end to all that you have been asking for, right? The relationship, the family, the house, like all of those like basic cornerstones for living a happy and fulfilled life are included in the energy of this card. So that's obviously a really good sign. And then you got another major arcana that only belongs to this deck, and it's called the Age of Aquarius. So whatever you're going through, this is kind of intense. This one is about the awakening, and it's about ascension. So the two things that come up for me is that this journey that you're on is a path to your ascension, is a path to your awakening in some way, shape, or form. It will expand you, because that's what awakenings do. And so expanding means that it takes you outside of your comfort zone so that you can grow, right? You don't just, yay, let's expand. Like, expanding is very uncomfortable because of that reason. So it may have its ups and downs, but it's definitely has the potential to be something really powerful that teaches you a lot. The color that you got is the color of marigold, which this is actually a really cool image, but it says it is about illusion. So you see in this image that she has her eyes covered, and that kind of helps me, that reminds me of the card where she's blindfolded. Is that the Eight of Swords? I think it is. That she's blindfolded, and it's almost like there's something that you're not able to see. And I think this also kind of taps into the fear. There might be a little bit of fear. There always is when there's, you said it yourself, big changes, always a little bit fearful of that. That's just a natural thing. But I think this card is actually pointing to what you're not seeing in the shadow, which came out with the Gene Keys card. And you got the 21st Gene Key, which has the gift of authority, but the shadow is control. So I would look into, do you have this Gene Key in your chart? So ultimately, the only ones who will be given positions of control will be those who have given up being in control. So that's the fear, is not feeling like you might have to let go to fly, right? You have to like let go of the branch, the bird, the baby bird has to jump into the void to fly. And that is how it needs to be willing to give up control for it to happen. I think this is the shadow that you may not see, you may not be seeing in this moment. So I'm going to read to you from the Gene Keys card. I come to share that true power has nothing to do with money or control. True power is about speaking and acting from the heart and grounding all that you do in a deep desire to serve. Becoming the true authority in your life requires both that you surrender and that you rise up to meet whatever life brings your way with enthusiasm, gratitude, and a deep sense of responsibility. You will know that you are owning your authority when you inspire loyalty and connectivity wherever you go. When everyone you represent, no matter what role they play, feels empowered, impassioned, and respected, it is time to listen deeply to all the will of the groups in your life and act sincerely on their behalf. It is time to become the trustworthy person I know you can be. So what I'm hearing from all of this is that what you're not seeing is that sort of shadow of control that kind of is in the back of your mind. But as soon as you like take that leap, like the Fool, I think you're going to dive into like an amazing journey. That's what I'm getting.
Yes. Also, before you pulled the marigold card, I kept hearing, don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. And I'm seeing you, Lucida, seeing you like picking at the relationship, like trying to find something wrong with it, but there ain't.
Right?
There's not. And so I feel like this big heart opening coming from you. You're like opening your heart to yourself so that you can be in this relationship.
Love that.
Yes.
And yeah, so I feel really good about all this stuff, but there is some hidden things that need to be seen and brought to light. Just want to say a quick hello to Belinda. How's it going? So excited about tomorrow. All right. So thank you, Lucida. Next we have Jeanette. So whenever you're ready, put up your question. And I'm going to read the list, and I would like for you guys to have your question ready so that when I call your name, you put it up right away. It's like kind of ready to paste. So Jeanette is next. After Jeanette, it's Tanya, then it's Dawn, then Krista, and then Shannon. All right. Yep. Thank you, Dawn, for posting that on there. Yeah, you're welcome, Lucida. I love these color cards are really cool. So recently, this is so Virgo season like, I had been wanting to kind of organize my office better, and finally I'm able to do it. So I was able to do it and get all my oracle cards displayed, and now I can see all the ones that I hadn't used in like months because they were like in a box, you know? Yeah. Okay, so Jeanette's question. Okay, I finished my nanny job last week. I am not in a hurry to find another nanny job. I feel on the cusp of a big change. Okay. What kind of reading or what question? Okay, so I'm chilling out and waiting. Okay. And is there something you want to know about your situation? Is there a question that you want to ask?
You want to read, or is this a progression?
Yeah, it does feel really good to organize. Well, waiting is good. I know you're a emotional manifester and you have to wait. Okay, it's our choice. What do you think? I think we should do Tarot Oracle.
Okay.
Yeah, let's pull some cards for Jeanette. Just kind of like general reading, see what comes up.
Okay.
She said progression. But we've looked at your progress chart before. I guess we could look at it. It's up to you. I'm going to hand it right back over to you.
We can do both.
Okay, let's do that. I'll look at her progress chart and then you can pull the cards. That's a great idea. I forgot. We did that last time and it was actually really fun. So you go ahead and pull cards and I'm going to pull up the chart on the screen. And let's do the share, and I'll have to share this again. I'm loving this Wi-Fi connection we got going on right now.
It's so nice. I have nothing like, wait, we can't even speak about it.
I know.
Let's not speak about it.
Do not. Okay. 7/18/55. Time is 4:10 a.m. If you got stuff that's coming out, just go ahead and start talking.
Okay. The first card I pulled was the Activation Oracle deck, and the number 37 came out with realization. And I'm feeling like a super grounding energy off of this card too. And it says the frequency of realization supports the internal process of becoming aware of our heart-centered truth, as well as the external process of becoming our highest expression in the world. And when you said that you're not in a hurry to find another job, I felt like so relaxed. Like, yes, you're coming to this realization that you you are the vessel. I'm seeing you. We've talked about you working with your hands. Like, that's coming to my mind right now. And I'm feeling Reiki for you, Jeanette. And the ladybug came out, and the ladybug represents fortune, gratification, and wishes. And so to me, I feel like you have your choice. You can do whatever you want to do. And I'm hearing living and doing comfortably. And I think that you've never had this kind of freedom before. I'm feeling that, and that's why this groundedness came out with the realization card, because you have all these options and you're going to choose the one that's right for you. Yes.
Love that. And so in terms of your progressed chart, you just recently started the phase called the first quarter moon. So it's the first square. And I'm going to read to you what this actually represents. So this energy occurs 7 years after the new moon. We have the waning square, a time of action. The action springs from the essence of the new moon. You feel a deep need to physically materialize the desires implanted 7 years earlier. It's an ego-building time with personal achievement taking the lead role. If you are in this phase, then all of your energy is geared towards action, meaning manifesting, pushing forward. Things are obvious to the world. And I would add that could be the opposite of action if you've been expressing the other side of it. You know, it could be, well, now my action is non-action, which it seems like that's what you are experiencing. But this is also a moon that has recently, and when I say recently, since April, entered into the sign of Capricorn. And this is what that means. Your concept of the world has grown fast, but the expansive inspiration belonging to Sagittarius, which is the sign that your progressed moon was in before this, now fades as the focus shifts to control of the environment. So that's what you're technically doing right now. You're learning to control your environment, and this can be very much an expression of that. You may feel that your world has become oversized and therefore threatening as a result of the Sagittarian phase. Your energy turns inward again, and you seek to put your house in order. No new input is required, since the new internal furniture supplied courtesy of Sagittarius is marshaled into some semblance of order. Fear also belongs here. It's the fear of chaos out of which can come failure. So basically, this Capricorn energy is helping you to make yourself feel safe again in however that unfolds for you. But also the square, it's a time of action, and that action begins by putting things in order in your life. And this very much what you mentioned, what you described that you're going through, feels like that. Like there's definitely a shift happening, and you're choosing what you truly want for yourself, which is very Capricorn. But that's what I would add to this reading. So there you go. All right. So we are going to, so thank you, Jeanette. Hopefully that was helpful and insightful for you. Next is Tanya. Tanya. Go ahead and put up your question. After Tanya, it's Dawn, then Krista, then Shannon. Oh yeah, she's saying she wants her schedule free for the Moon Goddess level 3 and the tarot class. And I love that because yeah, level 3 is quite involved. And you're going to feel better if you have the time. You're going to feel better that you took the time to really focus on it. Right, Raven?
Yes. Yes. And yeah, I keep seeing that image of like a Reiki room for you, Jeanette.
Interesting. Okay, did you see Tanya's question? So she wants a progress chart and cards. Current guidance, what karmic lessons have ended, what lessons are to come, and next immediate focus. Okay, I'm going to work on the chart while you pull some cards for her. I love that we can do both of these at the same time.
Yes, me too.
Okay, so we got...
It's like extra insights and it's
I know.
comforting.
So she wants to know karmic lessons have ended, what lessons are to come, and next immediate focus.
Okay. The oracle, I just pulled Divine Masculine again.
Whoa.
For you. So there could be a relationship that you might be focusing on, but also this balance between your masculine and your feminine is really going to stand out. Where are you controlling too much and where are you controlling not enough? Where are you surrendering? What situations are you saying yes instead of no? When your body says it's a no, that means it's a no. That's what I'm hearing from this card. Boundaries, this masculine, either there's a masculine in your life that's teaching you boundaries, or this is what you need to have for yourself with others. It says, the frequency of Divine Masculine supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. And you got the snake animal card.
Ooh, yes. You are so intuitive, Raven. Okay, I can't wait to show you what I'm looking at over here. Go on.
The snake is the tower in the right. So we have shocking change, transformation, and liberation. And this literally backs up everything I just said. Like, know when to bite. Know when to bite. Is it worth it? Is it not?
Let me work it. No, I'm just kidding.
And yeah, like the snake is very calculated in his actions. So yeah, shocking change, transformation, liberation.
Love that. So here's what I'm going to add to that, because you were like so intuitive on that reading. So I was just talking about in one of the last readings that the snake is also the scorpion and the eagle, the potential for both, right? Or all three of them. The eagle just gets that higher perspective. The scorpion has to look within itself. It turns inward so that it can understand. So here's what's really cool about your progress chart, Tanya, that you are actually going through the balsamic phase. So you are getting ready for a new moon. The last about 28 and a half year cycle of your life is coming to an end. And now, of course, the moon in the progress chart takes about 2.5 years to finish the transit, but your progress moon is about 11 degrees. So it's gone through the first decan, and it's going to have to go through quite a bit until you get to that new moon. And we can go find that date in a second. But first, I just want to talk about what does it mean to have the moon in Scorpio, right? And then Raven pulled the snake card. And then what does it mean to have the moon in the balsamic phase? So you're going to find out that this is going to match really well with what you're feeling. And you asked the question also about what karmic lessons have ended, what lessons are to come, and the next immediate focus. And this will give you a lot of direction. So, Moon in Scorpio in your progress chart. The social needs of balance crumble as you instinctively seek to express strong emotional needs. You hunger for intensity. The potential for this intensity to throw a situation out of balance is no longer a concern for you. Human relationships are now only worthy of energy if they contain strong emotions. Women can quite often give birth to a child while the progressed moon is in Scorpio, as the Scorpio moon engenders very strong earthly bonds with another. And these are bonds that are permanent, that become permanent. So the Scorpio energy of the moon is that energy of transmutation, transcendence. And it is about shedding the skin like the snake. So that's what you're doing. The balsamic phase coupled with this Scorpio energy is probably making it even more intense. This is the last phase of the cycle. It is the hardest phase. For most of us, this closing lunar phase will occur in the same house and sign as that of the new moon, which started the beginning of the cycle. This is about calmness and security, which are the hallmarks of this phase. As the individual releases the old cycle, friends change. Old papers stored for years are tossed out. The very foundation stones of your life start to develop cracks, resulting in the need for many things to change in your world. This is the clearing of the old ground to make sure that there is room in your life for the new cycle to come in. You are future oriented rather than preoccupied with the here and the now or the past. It is a time of release. If something wants to leave your life, I guess, or someone, because that kind of snuck in there, let it go, for its space will be filled with the seeds of the new moon. This can be the hardest lunar phase of all, as we are conditioned to keep our lives full. This phase is about clearing a space. As this space opens up, you may panic, fearing that there is something wrong. We are taught to believe that it is unnatural to pull away from so many things, to eliminate so much from our lives for no apparent reason, a seeming whim. If the clearing is resisted, and that's a very Scorpio and very Tower card, which two things that Raven brought up, then the cosmos will take charge and you will experience an uncontrolled exodus of people and things from your life. So, big fucking deal for you, Tanya. Damn. Scorpio and balsamic moon, that's intense. So I'm going to move forward now, and I want to see when that new moon phase is actually going to hit. It's going to be a while. So don't get surprised when I give you the dates. Just keep flowing with it.
Our progressed sun is in Sagittarius.
Yes.
And I'm hearing, this is what I'm hearing. I don't give a fuck. That is what I'm hearing. So discernment and boundaries is about to blow everybody away.
Mm-hmm. And the new moon phase actually occurs July 16th of 2026. And the moon ends its transit through Scorpio and ends Sagittarius right around April of next year. No, April of 2025. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a long process. Everybody goes through these cycles, these phases. We're all in some 2.5 year cycle right now. I'm getting ready for my full moon phase, which is coming up here in January. So that's a big deal for me. But this is an important phase of your life, Tanya. So don't feel like there is something wrong if you're feeling that desire to let go and release. And definitely don't resist if body, mind, spirit are calling you to let go of whatever, relationships, things, you name it. It doesn't even matter. It's a release. So let it happen. Don't resist the change. But wow, that was a powerful one. All right, Dawn is next. Dawn, then Krista, and then Shannon. And again, thank you guys all so much for being here tonight and getting on the list for tonight. Shannon got on the list 2 times. Okay. That's hilarious. I feel like I need to sell my house and down. Well, there you go. Then you got to do it. If you're feeling it, you're a generator, right? Sacral authority. It's that intuition that is going to be the marker. Your body will tell you. But your body already told you. You already know what the answer is to that. Do you want to read Dawn's question?
Yes, Dawn says, cards want to hear from the Holy Spirit. Open the channels, goddesses, Jai and Raven. What is happening in the world? Food, medicine, spirituality, aliens, into Earth currently.
Fucking Dawn. Leave it up to Dawn.
I'm gonna pull the snake.
Leave it up to Dawn.
I love these kinds of questions though. It's very expansive. I'm
Calling on the Holy Spirit. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. So I'm gonna read the question again because I need to. Okay, want to hear from the Holy Spirit. Open the channels, goddesses. What is happening in the world? Food, medicine, spirituality, aliens, wars. How can we bring heaven to earth currently? All right, here we go. Okay.
So I'm going to do 3 animal cards.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to do like the regular spread and you're going to pull the animal cards of it, okay?
Oh my goodness. The first one I got was the koala. And it says tribe, stability, and circumspection.
Yep.
And then the second card I got was the dove.
Wow.
Yeah, divine messages, accord, and motherhood. And the third one I got was dog, which is service, devotion, and honesty. And what I'm feeling is like everybody is stepping up. Like people are getting tuned with Mother Earth, and they are following their North Node. I have high hopes myself, really, and I want to like fix everything, but I know I can't. So what I do personally is I guide my children as best that I can, and my clients who come to me, and that is how we raise this earthly vibration. But it also takes the person to know their shadows, right? And to surrender to the advice. But yeah, like I have seen this a lot in the last, where it's that there's finally harmony, that I'm alive to see it.
Fuck yeah.
Truly.
Okay, so you said 3 animals are, tell me to me again.
Koala, which is tribe, the dove, which is messages and motherhood, and dog, which is service and devotion.
Okay, I might ask you to pull them up again at the end. So I pulled the regular card pull that I pull, which is the intuition card, the challenge, overall theme, wisdom from the ancestors, and then the animal spirit, which Raven took care of for us. So those 3 animals, and I'm feeling there's a story there. The koala morphing into the dove and then the dog. And I see that, the energy of those three frequencies. Like I feel that, like when I think of the dove, I think of like the Christ consciousness, the good message, the good omen, like something good is coming. Wasn't it in the Noah's Ark that they saw the dove and that's how they knew the flood was over? Wasn't that the story, right? Am I okay? Not too crazy familiar with the Bible, but I'm like, the dove is a symbol of like hope. We're almost there. We've made it. Like we've survived, and I love that. I don't know too much about the koala, but I mean, very familiar with the dog energy, and the dog is also about loyalty. So, and it's in a sense, it's like, yeah, no, dogs go to heaven. That's hilarious. Yes. I love that. But the dog to me is this like, it's a companion, and I think it brings the message of the companions are arriving. We are arriving. We are each other's companions. And you're going to die when you see this cards. Okay. The first card we get is the Six of Wands. And I actually love the imagery of these cards. She is like submerged in the water. Her eyes are closed, but she's tuning in. There's like a tuning into the frequency around her. That's what I feel, right? But she has got her chin lifted, and the Six of Wands is a card of victory in a sense. It's like we've achieved something. And so I think the starting point being this card is something really powerful for us to see. Like we need to hear this message. We need to know that everything we're doing for the collective is making a difference, and that you can keep your head up, kid. Like I just heard that, like, keep your head up. Like everything is going exactly as like planned in a sense, the alchemy of it is moving exactly as it is supposed to be. And there's that energy of trust that I feel that she kind of embodies in this image, trust in the divine source, because she's looking up, and in the background, it's kind of hard to see because I have the green screen, but there's a portal and there's a star. So the universe is on the other side of this portal. This is about being confident. This is about finding balance, and this is about feeling recognized and being in that energy of recognition. Like we need to recognize how much work we've actually put into this. Yes, the road ahead is not like, it's never going to be easy, but we're in a moment right now where I think just the message is that literally keep your head up. Like we're moving in the direction that we need to go. We are making a difference. We are succeeding. We are having that victory. The victory is already here, because the other message I'm getting is that it's already happened. All that stuff that you mentioned, like war and all this, it's like, this is a message from the future to our present selves, from the future to the past. And it's like, hey, don't freak out. Just keep doing what you're doing, because this is the ultimate end right there. The challenge, we get the Two of Cups. Isn't that crazy? So Two of Cups is actually, this card is connected to the energy of like relationships and like soulmates mostly, but it is also about love and loving each other, like the deep love that is heart opening, where there's nothing but love. It's only love. And I think that this is the challenge for us as a humanity, is to find this frequency and open our hearts and truly, truly love. And the more people that can step into this space with an open heart, and they have their hands, their arms around their hearts, but they're topless. So it's like the vulnerability. It's stepping into vulnerability with each other. And that takes trust, and trust is earned. You know what I mean? And so this tells us the story of like where we're going. This is the challenge, because we're not exactly there, we're not there as a collective, but this is what we're working towards. This is what we are focusing on. All right. Overall theme, Eight of Pearls. The Eight of Pearls is about mastery. resourcefulness, and being gifted. So this tells me that it's going to require mastery to do what the goal is that we're moving towards in the world. It's going to take mastery. This is no joke. This takes time. Mastering something takes time, dedication, commitment, willpower, strength, courage. I mean, shit's gonna go down along the path. You don't just become a master of anything overnight. And this is the overall frequency is it's going to take mastery, which means it's going to take a lot of hard work, which the Pentacle cards are definitely about the working hard, the putting in the effort. And that's what that's talking about. And the wisdom from the ancestors, the Ace of Cups, a new beginning in love. That's what we're moving toward. It's like a new beginning of the cup, the chalice, right? Like the Holy Grail, right? Like that there, this is it. This is like the message that our spirit guides, angels, and teachers want us to know is fill your cup. Fill your cup. That's what I keep hearing. Divine kingship, mystic vessel, new beginning. Boom. There you go.
Also, I was noticing like the waters in the first card was just still.
Yes.
So still. And then in that last card, I was hearing like people are going to be looking for this emotional fulfillment now. It's not going to be about pentacles. It's not going to be about money. It's not going to be about cars and power, right? It is going to be about how they feel. They're going to be wanting to look for that emotional connection, because when I look at the koala card, you know, he is carrying his baby on the back, or she, you know, and people are going to be open enough to be carried. And it's just, I've always had these futuristic visions of this beautiful harmony type of relationships. And yeah.
Oh my God.
It says
so much. Yeah. Go ahead.
After a short period of exposure to humans, the koala seems to relax and trust, taking pleasure in the cuddling as if to say, have you gotten a hug today? Oh, free hugs.
And
free hugs.
I want to build on to what you mentioned about the still water and the cup, right? And that she's literally submerged in the water, and she's naked, which is like that vulnerability again. There's a lot of that, like cup energy, water energy in this reading. And what human design talks about the year of 2027, when the raves are coming, we're not very far from 2027. The raves, the new beings, the new children that are coming are going to be solely directed by the solar plexus. And the solar plexus in human design isn't about willpower. It's about emotion. And it's about the emotional wave. And it's the wisdom of the emotions and basically the power of love. So, boom.
Satnam.
Satnam. Dang, that was cool. I want to pull a color card though. Okay, yeah, dude. Okay, we get the Sage card. Protected. Dude, this is amazing. We are protected. We have the protection. And of course I can't without a Gene Keys card. These cards are just too much fun. Oh my fucking God. 22.
That just gave me chills all over.
What
all over
earth is? I pulled that one fast too. I was like, okay, here it is. Boom. Don't even think about it. Look
at it, it's flying out of your hands. So graceful. And in our last readings, I said that everyone should read the 22, even if you don't have it. It's just this beautiful gene key, and it's one of the biggest ones in the book. It's just so beautiful. The 7 sacred seals.
Dawn,
Go
you
ahead,
opened
sorry.
up Pandora's box. Okay.
As usual.
This city moves from the shadow of dishonor to the gift of graciousness to the city of grace. Graciousness means that you act with grace and consideration in everything you do. My gift to you. I have come to tell you that there is nothing in you that is unworthy of love or of reverence. The very things you think you should hide or get rid of are exactly what need to be seen, felt, and expressed. Push nothing away. Transparency is the ultimate path towards grace. Be unwaveringly gracious towards every part of yourself, every feeling, every painful experience. By honoring all that is within you, you will experience the poetry and music of even the most agonizing moments. You will naturally find yourself being gracious towards others, touching their emotions, hearts, and souls with the milk of human kindness, and they will bloom in your presence. At your core, you are a gloriously unique manifestation of grace. Honor your suffering, and you will discover your gift in the world. Boom. Dang, Dawn.
You know, I pulled the Divine Masculine card, and it was also 22, and I pulled it 2 times.
Right?
And
And this is the third
yeah.
time.
So 2 plus 2 is 4, which is the Emperor in the tarot.
Ooh.
That was awesome,
That was
Dawn.
amazing.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, next is Krista. Krista is next.
Krista, put your question in the chat. I don't see a Krista on here.
She was here earlier. She's probably watching, but not. Sorry, I'm looking at the PayPal again. Okay, no, after Krista, we have Shannon, and she paid for 2 questions, so we can just do them together. Yeah, that was insane. Yep. Like a ballerina through the garden. That was crazy. That reading was insane. Dude, the
raves.
Sage card? I know. The Sage card too?
That one actually did not surprise me.
Yeah, me neither. But it was
Really?
pretty awesome.
Because I feel like a lot of these children that are being born are like old souls. And they are being born with the knowledge of love, compassion, grace, and nothing else. Like, it doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter if you have a birthmark in a funny place. Like, it's not going to matter any of these things. And it will just be raw, beautiful love.
Sat Nam. All right, I'm not seeing Krista's question. So let me see if possibly it's in PayPal, if she put it in there. Nope. Okay, so Shannon, if you're ready, let's just go to you, and then if Krista pops in, then we can do her reading right after you. Hopefully you have your question ready. That's a do 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 do.
Now, of course, the Sage comes out with 2 Geminis, Gemini Moon and Gemini Sun. That's why I'm not surprised.
Okay, 2 readings. Astrology and card mix. So 1 reading as a connected couple, and then 1 just him and what I need to know. Okay, so we're gonna do Shannon's question, and then Krista, now that you came in, just stay here and have your question ready, and we're gonna get to it right after Shannon. Okay, so I'm trying to figure out what she wants exactly. So 1 reading as a connected couple, and 1 just him and what I need to know. And she put up the astrology information.
So synastry for them both, and then she wants a card reading on what she needs to know.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes sense.
That makes sense?
Yeah. Okay. So.
You want me to read it to you?
Yes, go ahead.
Shannon is 8775. Misawa, Misawa, Japan. Time is 10:55 a.m.
AM, you said?
Yes.
Okay. Will someone put in the chat, let Krista know that I think she may be watching in a slight delay. So to like forward the little red dot on the bottom of the video all the way to the right. But I'm sure she'll. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Dawn. Okay. August 775. Okay, we got one. And the second one.
The second one is 6/15/77.
Mm-hmm.
Cottage Grove, Oregon. 9:30 a.m.
Exactly 9:30?
Yes.
Okay. And do we have a name? No. That's okay.
His name is him.
His name is him. Okay. Let me get this ready and then I will share it on the screen. Okie dokie. Wait, I'm gonna have to do the screen share. It'll just take one more minute. Okay, can you guys see it? Hopefully you can see it on the screen. And here we go. Okay, let me just see if I missed any messages. Krista, we're going to get to you right after we do Shannon's reading. Well, now I see that it's already here, so that's good.
It's just black screen. Oh,
it'll take a minute just because it's on a delay. Okay. I understand, Krista. So you must have been at a delay, and then I asked Shannon to put up her question. So we're just going to do Shannon's reading, and then we'll do yours. Okay. So here we go. The first thing that we look at when we do synastry readings, I mentioned this earlier, is the sun, the moon, the Venus, and then Mars, and then we can look at Mercury, and then the nodes and Chiron. So let's see. We got starting with Shannon's sun in Leo, and then you said Kaylin, sun in Gemini. So this is interesting because I actually have my sun in Gemini and my moon in Leo. So like internally, I know this energy like really well. And it actually, it feels a bit like a good combination to me. Now, I don't exactly know how this is going to work out. These signs are definitely making a sextile to each other, which is a positive frequency and a positive connection. And that's a good thing. So it's an interesting combination that will open up or give you the sense of like it's a lot of fun and playful energy. Yeah, that's what it really is. It's fun and playful. That's what I'm getting from that. So that's the suns. Now let's look at the moons. And so this is so cool because you guys have your sun and your moon together. So this is a sextile of the moons as well. And you were both born during a new moon, which is actually really cool too. And his new moon that he was born under was making a conjunction to Jupiter, which magnifies that energy, right? The sun represents the soul, the moon represents the emotions and the inner soul. And so it's a bit like that energy for both of you is, in a sense, becomes really like what I'm trying to say, like a big deal because you both have the suns and the moons together. So that's very unique. I don't know. I haven't seen too many charts of people that were both born on new moons. But if you think about the energy of a new moon, it's got intention, it's got new beginning energy, and you guys share that. So I personally feel that this is a good mix of energy. So let's go to Venus. Venus in Virgo and Venus in Taurus. So those are making a trine. They're in the same element. That's a good thing. The only thing is that Venus in Virgo is a bit more picky, and Shannon knows, but it's a bit more picky. And at the same time, what it truly desires is that perfection that can truly only be found by surrendering. It's the perfection in the surrendering. And although it can get caught up in the perfection of the physical stuff, which is not as important. So that's the shadow of that Venus and Virgo energy. And the Venus in Taurus is in a dignified sign. So it's very strong and it desires that sensuality, love, connection. It's the Empress energy. So it's very sensual and it's very grounding, and it can be very nurturing as well. It's like almost like a mother type of frequency. So that's a positive connection as well. So let's look at Mars. Mars in Taurus over here. And okay, you guys, whoa, you guys both have Mars in Taurus. Okay, so the way that you get what you want is in the same way. And the way that you guys take action together is going to be in the same manner. So conjunctions are really positive things in charts. They are the merging energy. So this is what you guys both do the same. And it'll be really helpful when you're like, oh, let's do this. And then you both take the same approach. That's why the merging energies are really positive. So far looking really good and really fun to me. Feel free to throw anything out there if anything jumps out at you, Raven. But next,
they have so many conjunctions.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, their Neptune is conjunct, their Pluto is conjunct, their Chiron, so many.
Well, the outer planets will tend to do that, especially if people are born close to the same like years. If they're born,
they're 2 years apart though.
Generational planets, but those planets move really slow. So those planets will spend multiple years in those signs. So that actually makes sense for them to have those outer planets being conjunct. And yes, it basically means you are of the same generation. And so in those outer realms, the more subconscious realms, you function in a similar way. So with Mercury, but they do have other conjunctions too. And I'm not going to get into asteroids, but you do have a lot of asteroids that are conjunct Gemini and Taurus and Aries energy. So the other thing I want to talk about is Mercury. And this is where we're going to get a big insight into communication. So Mercury in Leo and Mercury in Gemini. Whoa, he's got a lot of Gemini, and you have strong Leo energy too. So again, this is a sextile. So Mercury in Gemini is very strong, He is very, very Gemini. Okay. Like, let's just put it that way. Sun, Moon, Jupiter, Mercury, all in Gemini. Like, the Gemini energy is like very, very abundant in this place. And the sextile, so Mercury is going to be a communicator. That's very, very important for Mercury in Gemini to communicate and talk, like talk. Mercury in Leo, the frequency is more of, I want to talk about what's important, not necessarily talk, but maybe talk about more what's important to me and how, in a way that I feel valued and honored. But again, these are sextiles. So it means that the potential for communication here is actually harmonious. So that's actually a good thing. So Sun, Moon, Venus, we talked about Mars, Mercury. Okay, let's look at the nodes. So you have North Node Scorpio. He's got North Node Libra. You have South Node Taurus, and he's got South Node Aries. So right now, just a side note, he's going through the nodal reverse, and that can feel a little bit funky when you're experiencing that transit. Right, Shannon, because you just went through that. The last nodes were in Scorpio and Taurus as well, but opposite of where they are in your chart. So basically, let's just start with the North nodes. North Node Scorpio, I talked about this a little bit. If you were listening to one of the previous readings, it's about taking risks. And we've talked about your Scorpio North Node too. It's about letting go of what makes you feel safe, or the things that hold you back are the things that make you feel safe. And you have to take the risk and try and see what happens and see what you learn and see what you grow and jump over leap over the cliff. Take that leap of faith so that you can discover your true self and, become the eagle, essentially. And the North Node in Libra it's a Venus ruled energy. So this is looking for balance, looking for harmony. The lesson that he's on is to learn to work with others better and to collaborate with others better, and to maybe stop trying to do things, himself. You're looking for experiences that will test you and that will make you face your fears and transmute your shadows. And he's looking to learn to not be so independent, and like possibly, because the shadow of the South Node with Aries can be ego driven or only think about myself, and actually learn to collaborate and work with others. So there are two different energies. So you're on different paths, but I can see how these can definitely like help each other. You can help each other in each other's paths. Okay. And then the last thing is Chiron, which you guys, you don't have it in the same sign. So you have Chiron Aries, and he's got Chiron Taurus. So the journey of the healing the wound that you're going through is, for you, it's about your identity and who you are, and you getting to know who you are. You're discovering yourself. And for him, it's about like sense of self-esteem and self-value and knowing what's important. So he's on a journey of learning what's important by feeling insecure about not knowing what that is, and maybe feeling low self-esteem. And it's similar to the Aries energy, but the Aries is kind of like more of an identity crisis, and you're just trying to know who you are. But the Taurus energy is trying to know what's important and how much value they have here and they give here, to the earth. So as long as you're aware of the journeys, then, any kind of, you can help each other through those journeys, but you're definitely on quite different journeys in terms of the nodes and the Chiron frequency. So that's what I got for that. So, should we pull some cards for the other question?
Yes, I pulled my cards already.
Okay, go ahead.
I pulled a him card and a her card in both of the decks, and then I pulled an animal deck for the energies together. And so the animal for him came out as the sheep, which is innocence, gentleness, and appreciation. And I feel a lot of inner child energy coming from this one. For I picked the Hermit. This is a snow leopard, the Hermit card, the ascension, illumination, and introspection. And so I feel a lot of mature energy with this one. And, the oracle card that I got, the activation one, was consciousness. This is for him. And it says, the frequency of consciousness supports our ability to focus our attention on all the multidimensional aspects that show up so that we can include them in our reality. And then for the her card, I picked coherence. Coherence is the frequency that supports our ability to harmonize the frequency of the heart with the frequency of the mind for an optimal ability to create the reality that we desire. And so I thought that these two cards look so much alike. Like they look, and all the cards, they're different. But these two look very much alike. And while you have a lot of harmony in your chart, I do believe I could see a karmic lesson in there about you being able to play more and him being able to grow up. It's like you both are learning this from each other, when to play and when to be responsible. And the fly popped out for your synastry card, basically. And the book says, the fly as a totem animal belongs to sensitives who easily see and understand omens and signs. And I am seeing, although these charts are, the conjunctions stood out to me. I understand why, because they're the slow moving planets. But this energy is, I'm just getting mature and immature, and conscience and not conscience. Like Jai said, you would rather talk about what's more important to you. And I feel like you're ready to speak about spirit and the earth and all the things and he's just like, what do you want to have for lunch? And so there's this consciousness of it's in there, but he doesn't want to talk about it. Maybe. That's what I'm hearing. But when he does, it's going to be like mind orgasm.
That's hilarious.
Okay, yeah.
Cool. Okay. So I actually did a similar thing. I pulled him and her cards and then a connection card together. So this is really cool, actually. I got major arcanas for each of you. You actually got the devil card. Now, don't take that the wrong way, but I want you to see this image, which is basically Medusa. And you know the story of Medusa, right? It did come out reversed, though. So it's actually a positive thing, because when the devil card comes out reversed, it's about the exploration of the shadow self and the transmutation that happens after the exploration of the shadow self. So you're in a process right now of this, right? You're learning to face the shadows and face the fears and transmute the energy. He came out as the alchemist, which I believe is the magician card, which represents that sacred, divine masculine frequency. This card is also about divine transformation and being a visionary. So in a sense, it's like he does have visions of the future, at least for himself, possibly for the relationship, but it is in his willpower that you will see his direction. It is in what he does that you will see his intention. It is in how he does things, because that's the magician, has the power to create or destroy, and has to use the elements to create whatever in their life. So you will see where he stands and all based off of what he's actually doing, because the magician is about taking action through your will, like using your will to create and to manifest. You got the lavender card of freedom, but lavender is also a calming energy. So I'm getting that you need to use more lavender. You probably do, but definitely like bring that calming energy into your life and free yourself. You are in that process of freeing yourself, right? Of the shadow work. And he got the baby blue color, which is about risk, taking more risks. So essentially you're on different processes. See if I can hold these right. But they are in a sense, complementary. So you can help each other because you have this connection. And then the Gene Keys card that you got, which is about the two of you together, is the 52nd Gene Key, which moves from the shadow of stress to the gift of restraint to the city of stillness. The more selfless your intention, the more power it will have. Whoa. My gift to you. I come to relieve you of your stress and to remind you that everything in nature, including you, has its own timing and growth pattern. Your intentions are like seeds. If you start something from a place of fear, the seed of fear will permeate the entire endeavor. So if you want your dreams to grow and thrive, just hold a clear intention, infuse it with goodwill, and trust that your dreams know just how and when to bloom. It's time to befriend restraint, practice patience, learn how to not interfere. Let your life and dreams unfold without too much pushing or prodding. And remember, more often than not, growth and transformation take place below ground, and the greatest seeds take the longest to germinate. So, those are pretty powerful messages there. Loved it. Thank you, Shannon. Okay, so now we have Krista, and she already posted her question, so I'm going to backtrack a little bit to find it. She said, gentle reading with the cards. I know a lot of transitions are coming. Karmic relationship is ending, possibly moving soon, and a new job. Okay, so just to get it correct, you want us just to do the cards? Or because you also posted your birth info. So I just want to make sure if you want us to look at your astrology too, I could look at the astrology and she could pull cards. That's how we could do it. Or we can both pull cards. So I'm going to leave it up to you and see what you need. And let me see what Shannon is saying. So he's not very spiritual, but he's very interested. I think we're on an interesting path. Yeah, I know you use lavender and frankincense a lot. Yeah, those oils are amazing. Yeah. All right. Well, I hope you guys are enjoying being here tonight.
I've never done a him and a her card and then like a synastry card. I think I'm going to be doing that a lot.
That was cool. I copied you.
Yeah, like a lot of people come to me and ask me about their relationships. So I think
idea.
that
it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him and her and then synastry card. Boom.
Love it. Okay. So she wants both. So I'm going to work on pulling up her chart. Did you find her question? Do you need me to reread it?
I'll look for it right here.
Okay. All right. Do you mind reading it again?
Yes. Do you want her birthday?
No, I got it.
Her question is, excuse me. Gentle reading with cards. I know a lot of transitions are coming. Karmic relationship is ending, possibly moving soon, and new job.
Okay. All right, you go ahead and pull cards, and I'm going to keep pulling up her chart here.
Oh, third eye chakra. The third eye chakra is the frequency. The indigo flower of life supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination, and our psychic powers. And then the animal card I got is the koala again. Do you see how big this deck is? Look at this deck. And I pulled the koala twice.
Yeah,
You know what?
that's
I'm going to get
crazy.
the bottom of the deck. Queen of Swords, the Jaguar.
Mm-hmm. The Jaguar is the annihilation of the unnecessary in the Wild Unknown deck.
Yeah, facing demons, profound transformation, and a quick wit. And the koala is tribe, stability, and circumspection. And so what I'm feeling is that like you're flowing really well. Like you know when to be fierce and you know when to be nurturing. Do you read tarot too? I'm also hearing that. So the third eye chakra is like about, I feel like it's about trust and knowing that going to all these new transitions, you're going to flow with them. And I'm hearing that you can talk to your spirit guides too. Yes. That's all I got right now.
Okay. All right, cool. So I'm going to share your chart on the screen and show you what we are looking at. I decided to do a progress chart reading because I feel like these progress charts can really help you understand the phase of life that you are moving through. And it can help you understand that theme, and understanding that theme helps you understand everything that's actually happening physically in your life. So your progressed moon is in Scorpio, and that's an intense energy. It's funny how when we do readings, they tend to have similar themes. There was someone else with moon in Scorpio as well, but I will read it again. So what does it mean when your progressed moon is in Scorpio? The social needs of balance crumble as you instinctively seek to express strong emotional needs. You hunger for intensity. The potential for this intensity to throw a situation out of balance is no longer a concern for you. Human relationships are now only worthy of energy if they contain strong emotions. Women can quite often give birth to a child while the progressed moon is in Scorpio, as the Scorpio moon engenders very strong earthy bonds with another. These are permanent bonds. So you could be letting go of a relationship because of the Scorpio moon energy that is causing you to let go of anything that no longer like serves you in your life, and that doesn't give you the need for that deep and powerful connection that you're looking for. So the moon phase that you are currently in right now is actually the crescent phase, the crescent moon. And so this is what this means. This whole lifespan from new moon right up to just before the first quarter is a time of new beginnings. New ideas start to bubble up to the surface of a person's mind. And remember, this is coupled with the Scorpio energy of letting go. Growing from the seeds of the new moon, the individual reaches a time where he or she tentatively starts to manifest the drives or desires symbolized by the new moon, some 3 years earlier. Crescent moon phase implies the end of this planting season as the seeds and actions of the previous few years start to take root, for better or for worse. Any new concepts or lifestyles brought into the life now will not take hold, for the ground has been planted and there is no more room. The crescent moon phase is thus like a marker, giving the timing or cutoff point for the incorporation of new things the person wants to develop within the next cycle. This is the time of the emergence of the seed, the sprouts pushing up through the ground. Before the crescent moon phase, the seed was planted, but invisible. Only the farmer knows what has been planted in the field of life. The crescent moon phase is the time when everyone can see the type of plant. You start to publicly display the new direction that your life is taking. The new idea, the new hobby, the new interest, quietly pursued before, now starts to emerge and make a bigger statement in your life. So it's a pretty powerful time, and a time of a lot of like seeing things start to really come alive. So that hopefully gives you sort of a way to sort of place yourself within the bigger picture of what you're experiencing right now with a lot of the transitions, the relationship endings, the new job. It kind of, to me, it fits this phase where you are beginning to grow. And so some of the things that are not on that path of growth that you set the intention of when the new moon happened, they're going to not be a part of what you're experiencing right now. And if I go back just for fun to see when was that period of the new moon, it began quite a bit ago. Remember, these transits take a while. It was it was in 2019, at the beginning of 2019. So what was going on in your life at the beginning of 2019 that started like a whole new cycle for you? The seeds of that period are now beginning to grow. That's basically what this is talking about. So there you go. All right. Are we complete?
Yeah, I'm hearing a lot of I'm ready to settle down, and the progressed sun in Virgo in the fourth house is giving me those vibes.
Yes. Love that. That was a good eye. Good eye for sure.
I have one more question.
Focus on home and family. Oh, we got one more?
Another reading for Shannon, please.
Go ahead.
With the cherry on.
I mean, yeah, we can do it. Sure, we got time for one more and then I gotta go. I am now officially preparing for tomorrow. It's gonna be fun.
I love that you've decided to go. I'm so excited for you. I'm so happy you've listened to that voice.
Yep. You're welcome, Krista. Yes, I know. It's always a wild ride for me. Always. And it's always like it's always divinely planned. And however it needs to happen, it's going to happen, you know? Don. God,
for real. I want to hear all about it when you get home.
Oh yeah, for sure. Maybe we'll do a session in the Starseed membership where I can share with you guys, or maybe with the book club, because those ladies that we just got done reading that book, dude, that book was so intense.
Decision.
Oh, like, go 100%, 100%. Yeah. Okay, Shannon, we don't have all night.
Shannon wants astrology for him.
I don't have all night. Did you post his info before? I don't remember. Yeah, because we did Sinistry, right? Okay. So, okay.
It's 6/15/77.
Hang on. Let me go back over here. I was just joking, Shannon. Okay, here we go. So just a reading for him. And then once I pull it up, there we go. Oh, you want to do a progress chart for him? Okay, we can definitely do that. Okay. All right. So what do we got? What do we got? Oh, okay. So it's interesting. So he recently went through his full moon phase. So let's read about that. And then and it was in Aquarius, which was trining like all his Gemini stuff, which is really cool. But we'll read about what the full moon phase means because he just came out of that. And then now he's basically in the disseminating moon phase. Although it still could be possibly full moon energy because it's still in Aquarius and his progressed sun is still in Leo. So the full moon is the time to reap the rewards. This is not a time for new projects or ideas, but rather a harvesting of that which is already there. This is a time to collect. This is a time to receive, to pick the fruit. For now, it is in its prime. This is the climax of the cycle where the energy is at its peak. Collect the fruits of your labor. They are ripe. The full moon phase states that the seeds have grown and you experience the fulfillment or outcome of the new beginnings made 14 years earlier. These rewards may be positive or negative, depending on the crop that was planted back at the new moon phase. The important point to make about this lunar phase is that regardless of the energy or the area into which you have been putting your energy, the process has now culminated, reached its peak, is in its prime. The confronting part of this harvesting lunar phase is in the recognizing that this is harvest time. For some, this can be easy with the harvest being bountiful. Others may be disconnected with the harvest and wait for it to get better. I'll just stick to this job for a few more years and then I'll get the promotion I want, is the sort of statement that can occur around a full moon. However, the full moon doesn't get any better than this. There is no more promotion. This is the peak of the cycle. So now he's experiencing the disseminating moon. So after the full moon happens in the progress chart, it begins to disseminate. So for him, the harvest is over. That which has not been reaped now has to be left behind. Whether this is a good or a bad thing, you are now at a stage of realizing that the lovely swelling energy of the full moon has stopped. People quite often change jobs in this phase, for all that can be achieved has been achieved from the present pathway. It is now time to examine the crop and reevaluate, to think about the current position, to extract the most from what has recently been harvested. This phase represents the first waning phase of the moon, and thus is the commencement of a more internal, reflective, and productive period that will last in varying degrees for 14 years. Thus, the reason many people change jobs is because they sense that the time has passed when the job or goal could continue to offer a challenge. So you may be seeing him right at the point where has already gone through that phase and he's like on the other side of it. So you're aware of periods when life is growing, bubbling, surging forward. And in the same way, you are aware of the times when that growth stops. Now is the time to use the skills or advantages gained in the growth period by manifesting these in the community. So it's cool. So it's like he's reached his peak and now he's like going to share of like what he, achieved with the community. So maybe this relationship is him sharing the gifts in the personal way. So there you go. That's what I got for you. So I guess we are complete now. Thank you everyone so much for being here tonight. We appreciate you all so much. Thank you for those of you that got on the list for tonight. And if you didn't, maybe you'll join us for next time. Remember to check the Tarot Masterclass, which begins in a week, almost literally. And it's going to be a 9-week journey, an epic journey into the tarot. I'm doing this class with Jason from Ray of Light Tarot. And I can't freaking wait for that class. So that's the thing that's coming up. Join the global community, get on my email list, download the free moon astrology guide, and definitely give this video a thumbs up. And thank you, Dawn, for posting that link to the global community up. give this video a thumbs up, and then also make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Thank you, Raven, too, for being here with me tonight. If there's anything you want to say before we finish it off, feel free.
I'm just feeling that whoever is not signed up for this moon magic report of yours is really missing out. I mean, because I almost planned my whole life around that report. Because astrology is real. And, we can do tarot, we can channel, we can do all these things, but astrology is boom in your face. And so I really appreciate it. And I appreciate everyone here who got a reading, who's just watching, hanging out, and everybody on the replay. Thank you so much for supporting us. We truly appreciate it. We are very grateful for you.
Satnam. Thank you. And we'll see you guys again next time. Bye.